Purdue 85, Minnesota 57. As easy as that sounds, do want to say this. It was Purdue 35, Minnesota 32 at halftime. You and I texted at halftime. We didn't say a word all first half. We didn't say a word leading into this game. But at halftime, there were text exchange between you and I. I believe my words were, we might have a Purdue problem. I started fearing the worst here a little bit with the way that first half ended. We said, it's all right. We're going to blitz them in the second half. We'll talk in 20 minutes. Everything will be fine. Thank God we were right.
Yeah. No, honestly, thank God we were right too, because there was one thing that I was looking for coming into this game, and it was a level of pissed off Purdue. This is Minnesota coming into Mackey, blow their doors off. Basically, take the second half start, put that in the first half, and let's rock. Whereas we were kind of treated to 20 minutes of uninspired basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. It was uninspiring. I thought Purdue came out the gates okay. It just stagnated at a certain point. Like, once again, shots stopped going in. And then what do you do about it? There was a lot of the same stuff that there was against Iowa State in the final 6 minutes of that first half, and all of a sudden you look up, it's a 3 point game. Look, we're gonna get to all the good things, of course, but I'm just trying to accurately frame this as we get into this because it was a moment where, like, as you were going into the half, just from watching through the television screen, it felt like the life was zapped from Mackey Arena. It felt like everybody, just from watching it, felt like everybody was like, what is going on right now? And then whatever happened at halftime, credit to Paint, whoever else stood up. I don't know. We'll ask Braden about it tonight on Running Point. I'm excited to hear if there's any halftime stories from this. But this team came out as inspired as we have ever seen them to open the second half. I believe it was a 19 to nothing run. They won the first 10 minutes of the second half, extended 10-minute stretch, 29 to 4. That's what we want to see. That is this team at its best. We know this team is capable of that. They were flying around defensively, led by their point guard, Braden Smith, our point guard, our guy. This was a brilliant performance from him, one of the best of his career. 15 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, this guy at one point, midway through the second half, early in the second half, it was like the broadcast started talking quadruple double watch. And thank you, by the way, Robbie Hummel, for jinxing a potential special night. But seriously, like, to have they call it like a 5-5-5-5 game, like, that's pretty impeccable. And his energy defensively, Carr, I felt was on a level we have never seen.
Yeah, no, he was everywhere in this game. Like he truly, this was a true Braden Smith just fingertips on every part of this basketball game. The defensive end, the offensive end. Obviously, we know what he does with the assists. He probably would come on here and tell you he wants to keep his turnovers down. 4 turnovers is high for him, but the way he impacted this basketball game on both ends of the floor, it was. I mean, you could feel it truthfully. And, even outside of his impact on both ends of the floor, his like mindset and like the look in his eyes kind of during this game, honestly, throughout the whole game, even in the first half, honestly, I felt like he was trying to spark his team or lead by example. He kind of had that little pissed off look in his eye. And it really showed itself in the second half of this one. And I mean, yeah, he was everywhere, truthfully everywhere. Offensive, like on the glass, passing, defense, stock lord, like you know what I'm saying? Like he did everything in this basketball game.
And dealing with a hand injury, which there were reports after this game that he did skip post-game media availability to go get his hand checked. I believe, I don't know if he went to a doctor or where, but that was coming out from Purdue media people. So I haven't heard an update. Paint was asked about it briefly in the post-game, and Paint basically laughed it off and was like, I mean, he didn't come out of the game, did he?
I
So,
mean, we know what this hand thing was. He didn't get the hand checked out.
no?
I don't think he wanted to really for 25 more minutes answer, you know, what about the Iowa State game though?
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the way that's been handled? I want to be careful with this because, like, there's a bunch of great reporters doing their jobs. When the number one team in the country loses by 23 points at home, those questions have to be asked.
Hmm.
But we watched Braden's post game presser after Iowa State. We watched his pre Minnesota presser. And I would say roughly 60% of it was, what does a loss like that do to you? Are you a little bit extra motivated? And you could almost see it in his eyes in a way. I don't know that I've ever really seen it from covering him in 4 years. He was just extra not having it. Cut the shit. We got lost. What do you want me to say?
Hmm.
And I look, we will kind of broach this with him. Like we're gonna cover Iowa State and running point tonight. I would like to think we're gonna cover it a little bit differently than just like what, why did that happen? And are you mad now? Like, but at the same time, like our role in this is so different than the people that cover this team. They have to ask that question. So like, do
Right.
you
No,
think part of this performance was just like Braden exhaling, like everyone shut up?
no, not even a shut up thing. I think that at this post, and look, this is not me saying that I think the Purdue media people do a great job covering this team, and they have to ask that question. Like like what, they supposed to ignore it, act like it didn't happen. That shit did happen, and we all saw it happen too, by the way. So they got to ask about it. But after this performance, I think some of the questions, and I did not watch the post game presser, so I don't even know if they asked Paint this or not. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the questions about this game were based off Iowa State centric things, like they kind of interlocked the two. And at a certain point, you probably do get somewhat tired. I would get tired of answering that because my answer would be the same every time. Yeah, I was. I got my doors blown off on national television in front of Tyrese Halliburton. That shit was ass.
Right. Yeah.
And we're not gonna let it happen again if I have anything to say about it. So only so many times you can say that. Um, yeah, if I had a little handout, no pun intended there, I would get out of the press conference as well.
I am a guy who can find deeper meaning in anything. People know this if you've listened to our content throughout the year.
No.
Uh, sometimes there is no deeper meaning. Sometimes the number one team in the country just plays like shit. And is it acceptable? I guess define acceptable, but it's what happened. And we don't necessarily need to like, what was the reason that happened? Like, okay, it happened. Let's move on because they're back. They gave a brilliant performance in the second half. And even if you're right, because I watched all of the post-game pressers, you're right. Some of it was about Iowa State. Uh, I think it was Katz after this game who had Braden at midcourt and got
Hmm.
him quickly before he left. And Katz's first question was about Iowa State.
Hmm.
So, like, you're right. This was absolutely still hanging over this. Braden seemed sick of it. Maybe there was an element of like, ooh, you know what? I can get away from this. All that said, he also definitely was wincing his hand the whole game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm cracking up over here on us delivering the no deeper meaning question. There was 8 videos the day after the Iowa State game.
Yeah. And I think our sentiment through most of it was like they just got their ass kicked. It might be
Yeah.
about basketball related
It
things.
was true. It was more so like not like deep. It was like why did they get their ass kicked?
Yeah, like here's the intangible reasons this basketball team just got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, also back to this recap, they just did some ass kicking.
It's the Minnesota recap, and we are making it all about Iowa State right now. This is hard. Oh, shit.
Oh, damn it. We
Okay,
tried.
you know what? Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Wait, do we move on?
Yeah, we move on. So I want to talk about Braden's defense a little more. He was flying around. He was beating shots off the glass. He's always active off the ball, hunting steals, passing lanes, all that. In this game, he was just, I want to say, more effective than we've really ever seen him. 5 steals, and I thought he was on the verge of 2 or 3 more that just forced turnovers where teams ended up not throwing the ball, where he was ready to pick it off if it got thrown. Again, doing all of this with like a visibly wincing hand. It looked like he fell on his hand in the first half. And once again, we will ask him for a hand update in the show later tonight. That's going to come out Thursday night. But My guess is it's minor. Paint didn't seem worried about it at all, and Braden put out a spectacular performance playing through whatever pain he felt in his hand. So I'm just kind of in awe of what he did defensively. I thought it was a mix of this. Very clearly, it just increased intensity. Like he said after the game to Katz, hey, as much as like our team has things we got to fix, like I'm looking at myself, I can do this defensively every night.
Mhm.
And I needed to do it tonight. I needed to lead with that. And I thought that was very visible. I also do think, if we're being real about this, part of his success defensively in this game was the fact that this was a game against Minnesota, whose starting point guard, Chancey Willis, is out for the year.
Mhm.
He was a little bit more successful, I think, jumping passing lanes against a really bad Minnesota team that point blank does not have a point guard.
Mhm.
Do you think that my mix of this is fair? Just Braden kind of saying it's time. I'm going to be better defensively, and also maybe the personnel he was going up against.
Yeah, and I think it's about him taking this mentality, I think, against other teams. Like I think he can do that against other teams. That's the thing. That mentality on the defensive end. But there was definitely a portion of this, and this is said with all due respect. Um, because at a certain point, if I was in the locker room at halftime, I would have probably made the statement like, "Hey, just so y'all know, this is blanking Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like this is Minnesota. We are better than this basketball team." Like, do the whole Fletcher Lawyer thing. It is embarrassing that this team is within 3 points of us coming off a loss at Mackey. They should not be hanging with us. This is embarrassing. And they came out like it. They came out with their hair on fire in this one. But um, is that type of stat line repeatable for Braden? I mean, that's a crazy stat line. I believe he can do it again. But
It
I think
is.
but I'm talking about just the way he approached it defensively. I think he can do that with other teams, against
Yeah.
other teams.
I agree. Just, I mean, on a possession by possession basis, just significantly more active is the way I would call it with Bray. He was like, he was flying around in the full court. We haven't always seen that. He was there was not really a moment or a possession in this game defensively where I felt that Braden took a play off or and we watch him through a very critical lens because we're fixated on things that are happening to him in the game so we can talk about him on the pod. But I watched every single possession through like a what is Braden doing in this game. It was the most activity I've ever seen from him.
Yeah,
And
instead of like that free safety role that he currently does, he's like, nah, F that. Like I'm in him.
yeah, I'm a corner. I'm playing press coverage today. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
I'm on my crash out time.
And I do think it was contagious. I thought his level of activity defensively led to some other guys kind of picking it up on that end. I thought it also just led to a better rhythm in the game in the second half. They got out in transition more. Do you think about that flurry in the first 4 minutes of the second half? They had a 10-0 run immediately. Four different Purdue players scored and it was almost all in transition. It was stops in transition. And we've talked a lot about pace. This Purdue team is playing incredibly slow, incredibly slow. I'm not fully sure why. And I even want to ask you that later in this recap. But to me, the best stretch of this game was kind of a flurry, for lack of a better word. It was a quick kill shot. It was a 10-0 run that turned into an avalanche, a 20-0 run in a 6-minute stretch, all led really from Braden Smith's defense and other guys picking up their energy and then getting out and getting some easy buckets. So credit to him. Hats off to him. I do want to say this. I know this is from Ray Fell. Ray Fell, who I think had a back and forth with us on Twitter. We haven't talked to Ray Fell in a little bit, but shout out to Ray Fell Davis. Ray Fell said, if Braden Smith guards the way he did versus Minnesota, Purdue will win it all. Boy was everywhere. Ray Fell has commented on Braden's defense throughout his career. We know this. That's quite a statement of positivity, giving credit where credit is due. So shout out to Ray Fell, of course, for that. But do you agree with that premise that if this level of defense from Braden Smith is what we now get every single game, Purdue will win it all?
Um, I mean, I think it'd be a big part of it. Like, don't get me wrong, for sure. I think it'd be a part of it, but also at the same time, looking at the issues that they've had, I've never come away from it and been like, this team could really change things up if Braden picked it up defensively.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. Obviously, I think the best player being a little bit more active defensively. And honestly, I think it was just him being asked to do something differently. Like I feel like in previous games he was asked to be more of a free safety, get up in him type. And honestly, I feel like Braden might have made the call himself in this game. He's like, you know what? Yeah, this we're up 3.5 to Minnesota. That's not gonna work. So F it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I love Rafael like showing love to this extent and kind of giving Braden a bunch of credit for what he did defensively. And even, if he wants to correlate that with national title hopes, I don't have a problem with it. That's one of the first times I feel like he's kind of commented like in that regard. So I like it. I would say this, I do feel like there's a tiny connotation here of like, oh, Braden Smith's defense is the thing holding them back. And if
Hmm.
he does that, that makes them national title good. I thought Braden Smith's defense was good against Iowa State. They lost by 30.
Yeah.
I thought Braden's defense was good in the first half of this game. They were up 3 against Minnesota. I think you
Mhm.
had some bigger issues that Fletcher didn't score again in the first 20 minutes. Fletcher couldn't hit anything against Iowa State. TKR was non existent. TKR got going in the second half of this game finally. So, look, there are a lot of things this Purdue team can do at a national title level that were not done at a national title level in the two halves before the second half of this game. So I love seeing Rafael give Braden's defense some love, though, at bare minimum. So shout out to him for that because I think he earned that with his play in the second half of this game. Okay, looking through some other things here. Do. Oscar Clough, I thought was great in the first half. He set the tone early. He had a double double, 14 and 11. Uh, let's kind of go back through the first half struggles.
Hmm.
What did you see? Why was this a 3-point game at half? Why were they flat?
I mean, a lot of it to me, and I like doing this because sometimes we see things a little bit differently as we watch it. It was a lot of simple defensive breakdowns, in my opinion, like guy drives, and you are caught looking at your man, and I thought Minnesota did a great job of cutting in this game in the first half, and I think it helped them out. They had a couple backdoor passes to K Tyson. Like a guy like I think it was Durkin would drive baseline and Asuma would make a nice little cut and like CJ and Fletcher would be watching a little bit. I also think that they took advantage in the pick and roll a little bit by putting Clough and Jacobson in it. Whether it was Crocker Johnson being able to kind of pull those guys out a little bit or just, I think that there was a little bit of going at those guys defensively in the pick and roll. But for the main portion of it, I thought it was a lot of Purdue mental mistakes defensively where they were just kind of having a lapse. And credit to Minnesota. I thought they were doing a great job of cutting and moving off the ball.
Yeah, I want to say this. I think we said this in the preview. Maybe we should have spent more time on it. Nico runs great back cut action offense.
Yeah.
He's a great schematic advantage X's and O's coach. That's the whole scout on Nico Medved. So it like the way Minnesota was scoring in the first half was, I think, to be expected a little bit. It was a
Hmm.
lot of to the rim back cut, great stuff, and Purdue got beat. Do I wish they didn't get beat if I'm a Purdue fan? Of course, but I do think, I checked in with the live discussion in this game from our Purdue fans in the Discord, and there was a lot of it that was just like, this effort is unacceptable. That was not my interpretation of the first half of this game at all. Now, to be clear, I do think Purdue like flipped a switch intensity wise massively, but I do not think this flat first 20 minutes was largely due to effort at all. I think Braden, Fletch, TKR, the vets, the role players, everybody was giving good effort. I think they ran into some issues in the first half of this game that have been issues before. If they're not getting consistent stops, or if they're not, actually, we should start here. If they're not making shots, then they start maybe not getting consistent stops.
Hmm.
And then they start kind of looking at each other, and it's just like a ho hum. Here we go, going through the motions. I thought this team came out the gates with intensity. I thought there was effort defensively the whole first half. I mean, dog, Minnesota had 32 points at half, and that included like an 8-0 run at the end of the first half. Like Purdue's defense was not getting gashed because of effort issues here. They were just Minnesota was scoring on some really good action. And the larger issue to me by far was that Purdue, the quote unquote number one offense in the country, the offense that scored 50 points in the second half, scored 35 at half. Fletch and TKR weren't really going yet. There was no contribution from the bench offensively whatsoever. So, again, I think we kind of talked about it coming out of the last loss. When this team's not going offensively, it looks flat. I think that's always going to be true. And when you try to isolate the section of this game where they took off, like, yes, the defense is getting a lot of the love for it. Cart, they came out the gates in the second half and scored on 7 straight possessions.
Hmm.
Like I documented, I think they went TKR hook shot, Oscar Clough hook shot, Braden 3, CJ Cox 3, Fletcher and 1. He misses the free throw, offensive rebound tap out, Fletcher 3, Oscar Clough layup, timeout Nico Medved. Talk defense all you want. This is the Purdue team. They're the number one offense in the sport, one of the most historically great offenses ever. They pick everything up energy wise, togetherness wise, hype wise. The arena gets going when they put the orange thing in the 10-foot thing. And in the first half, to me, Purdue's issues were primarily offense, not defense. It certainly flattened them a little bit that they were missing shots again. But as soon as they started making shots, coincidentally, that's when they picked things up defensively for me.
Yeah, I see. The thing is, I thought for large, and maybe it's because of the offense, like you mentioned, but in the first half, I thought they were pretty, pretty poor defensively for stretches. I mean, like like I said, it was a lot of just like, and it's not effort issues. It was just like you're playing bad defense.
I think they were getting beat on back cuts, and I think they were giving up open threes, but this team gives up open threes every game.
Yeah, they shouldn't get beat on back cuts against a Nico Medved. Like that's what they want to do. You need to be more
Yeah.
mindful that that team's going to back cut.
But he gets everybody. Like he really gets everybody. They were torching Indiana on the same actions. It's just a scheme that gets everybody.
Nah, agree to disagree.
I mean, I agree with you. It's the number one thing on the scouting report. But if your anticipation was that Purdue's 26th ranked defense after this game was going to come in and just lock them down, we know that's not this team, right? This is a team that gets beat defensively. I just think this is not like it's a totally incorrect interpretation of the identity of this team to be like they shouldn't get beat by a back cut today. Like the scout here is they're small and not overly physical, so you can beat them on back cuts.
This Minnesota team should do that.
I think a lot of teams, I think any Big Ten team can beat Purdue. Yeah, I do.
Any Big Ten team, not Minnesota.
They're a Big Ten team.
Any serious Big Ten team.
And again, they got Indiana last week.
Any any serious Big Ten
All
team.
right, agree to disagree. I get it. I mean, I was impressed with Minnesota's, and look, Minnesota didn't make a three either. They were shooting like 25% from three at half in this game.
Tucker Johnson hit three, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, he was 4 for 9. Outside of him, the whole team was 2 for 16. And again, 6 for 25 as a team, 24%. This is another like roll the dice. Do they get hot from three game? There were a lot of good looks from three in the first half. Minnesota didn't hit, otherwise it would have been even more dicey. But
Right.
I don't know. Just to me, it's always going to come back to is this team scoring? This team defends significantly better when they're scoring. And to me, that's what the 20-0 run looked like in the second half was they just started finding success offensively first.
Which is a good transition. I thought they should have, and I saw Ray Fell say this, and I agree with him too. Thought they should have thrown the ball inside a lot more in this basketball game.
Yeah.
Uh, that like they did in the second half, and then it was like, okay, Oscar Clough and TKR are being guarded by K Tyson. like respect to K Tyson. That's not where he wants to be. And Nico's let him go one on one. Then he trying to switch to like a little gimmicky zone. It looked like kind of in that second half. And they also need to find a way to get Fletch going. And I'm not sure if that's Fletcher himself getting himself going or what needs to be done. But I mean, you look at his last three games. Fletcher Lawyer is way too good of a shooter for his last three games. He's 4 for 15 from three. In
Yeah.
his last three games, he's also, let me add this up, 5, 7, 12, 11. He is, what is this? 7 for 23 from the field.
Yeah.
He's kind of in like a little mini slump right now, a little bit. They need to get him going. When you look back at like when they were playing their best basketball, it was Fletch, hitting shots, getting volume up as well too. Like volume was a part of it, and he's kind of been in a little mini slump here, I would say, in the last three games.
Yeah. Yep. That's isn't this just December Fletch? Doesn't this happen like every year?
Facts.
He
Yeah,
just he,
kind
he
of.
he goes through the 1 month like, oh, I stopped making everything, and then he still finishes the season shooting like 43% from three.
And so you just need to start making things.
Honestly, let's get it out now. I'd rather get this out in December and come back hot in January, right?
Fair.
Feel like this has happened, I think, every single year of his career. There's been one really randomly cold month. But the moment we say that, it seems like Fletch will hit 7 threes the next game. He got good looks in this game, right? It's not like Fletch was pressing or anything. And honestly, he got going. Sometimes this is what you got to do as a shooter. He put the ball on the deck, got to the rim, got the and one, and then immediately hits his first three right after that, just because he saw one go through.
Hated that and one.
You wish you would have just shot it.
Shoot the three, man.
Yeah, he got to the rim, made the play.
He did. But I remember watching it. I was like, shoot the fucking ball, Fletch.
I know, but when I'm telling you as a shooter, when you feel like you've missed 11 straight or whatever, like Fletch was going through it for a couple straight games, sometimes you're like, I got to see one go in. I got to get to the rim. I got to do something different.
Yeah, I'm anti-Fletch rim. Just shoot the rock, dog. You're a 45% three-point shooter.
I know it's fair criticism, but that's the psychology of being an elite shooter. When you feel like you got the yips and something's going wrong, put it on the deck, get one
Oh,
in.
don't use the Y word.
There isn't because he made the and one and then he hit a three right after. He's back.
Was that his only three of the game?
I think so. Let me check.
Not back.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I obviously track record. He's a really good shooter, but
Still
he's
got
too
double figures in this game.
he's too good of a shooter to go four for his last whatever I said, 15 from three.
He was 1 for 3 in this game. He finished hot, finished with 10 points. He's fine.
Only had four attempts in this game.
Three, yeah, 4 total attempts, 3 attempts from three. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, to your point on they need to go inside more, I totally agree. I totally agree specific to this game, and I think I agree in general. Can I bring something up that we haven't discussed this year yet?
Sure.
I don't think Purdue's getting what they should be getting from Trey Kaufman-Renn, and I don't think it's his fault.
Mm.
I think they're not going to him enough.
So I
This
have the
is,
same I have the same theory. Can I try to work it into your theory and you tell me if I'm wrong?
yeah,
I see TKR as this player. He might be the most indicative of, well, for one, I put myself in the Trey Kaufman Wren shoes real quick.
yes,
Never done this in my life. I'm working my ass off to be better on rebounding for this team. I want some touches. I consider myself the best post scorer in the country. I would love some touches. And if there's someone on this team, and this is not to be negative, if there's someone on this team that I think their defense and their effort is predicated on what they do on the offensive end of the floor, I think it's TKR. I think you want, and not even defensive end of the floor effort wise, I think TKR is at his best when he's feeling good about himself and he's scoring the basketball. And I think in a game like this, I think TKR could have had 30. If you and I'm talking about 30 like all just 2 point attempts. That's it. Just 30, just throw it to him in the post. You're guarded by K Tyson or Jalen Crocker Johnson, go score.
yeah. Yeah, Minnesota's front court stinks, right? So just specific to this matchup, it could have been a TKR get 40 night if they wanted it to be. Especially in the first half when like you haven't created separation, right? In the second half, this was the whole team contributing. Everybody got involved, hot hand from one guy to the next, to the next, to the next. That's cool. We want that. But in the first half, when it's like a rock fight, it's bogged down. Our offense isn't operating the way it needs to right now. I don't know why you aren't going to your all-American caliber scoring sensation post guy against a bad front court. I think he was 3 for 6 at half. That's good, right? Trey's playing well. He's 3 for 6. Cool. Go if you're 3 for 6, go be 10 for 20, right?
Mhm.
Like that's good offense. And I'm just going to present some numbers. These are the numbers, and I'm kind of shocked. These are the numbers. Trey Kaufman-Renn is down 7 points per game from last year. We haven't even talked about that.
Mm.
Now, that's just raw points per game. It's probably not the best way to look at it. There's some obvious reasons why. He's playing 4 less minutes a game. Braden's playing less minutes a game as well. I think Fletcher's playing less. Like the whole big three is playing less minutes. So that's by design. We know this team is deeper. We're getting more guys involved. But dog, in going from 31 minutes a game last season to 27 minutes a game this season, he's still shooting the same identical percentage he was last year. He's rebounding 4 more rebounds a game in 4 less minutes. The improvement he's made there is absurd. He deserves all the credit in the world for it. And his scoring's just down 7 points a game. I mean, he's attempting 3 less shots a game. And he's as efficient identically as he was a year ago when he scored 21 a game and was the best post scorer in the sport.
Yeah. Less
So,
shots. He's also not getting to the free throw line as much.
yeah.
And
So,
when he gets there, he's not hitting them.
right. And look, he's not, this isn't to harp on TKR because again, I don't think it's his fault. I think he's identically as good of a post scorer as he was a year ago. The team's just not featuring him the way they did a year ago. And I look at the other stars here. He's not alone. Braden's scoring is down 2.5 points a game. Braden's playing 5 less minutes a game. Braden's passing is up, right? So while TKR's rebounding is up, he's gotten better. Braden's passing is up, he's gotten better. Fletcher's the only one of the big three who's scoring more, and it's marginal. He went from 13.8 a game, 8 points a game to 14 points a game in 2 less minutes. Like my question just would be at a broad sense, if we are looking ahead, is this what this team wants? Do they want Trey Kaufman-Renn at 13 points a game when a year ago he was at 20? That the offense is number one in the sport and historically good. I don't think you need to change anything, but we are now coming off a game where this offense has not performed at the level it's capable of in 3 of the last 4 halves, right? When everything's clicking and everybody's hitting their threes in the second half of this game, you don't care. I'm talking against Iowa State when nothing was working. And in that game, TKR was terrible. And then in the first half of this game, when TKR was working and the offense still couldn't get going.
Hmm.
So, do you think there's anything here? Is it just that, hey, we have Oscar Clough now, so we want 13 a game instead of 20 a game from Trey? Like, what is this?
I think maybe so. I just think that in last year you were in a and I honestly I felt the same way as you because last night as I was watching this, I was like, we could go to TKR a lot more in this basketball game. But at the same time, last year there was one front court player capable of touching the ball. Now there's excuse me, now there's for sure two, possibly three with Jacobson. But like as far as like, being a part of the offense, Clough has to be a part of the offense, which I think, we kind of talked about this preseason on who, like, Clough's going to get like 10 points a game. Whose numbers are you going to eat into? I think you're seeing that it's eating into TKRs a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. And I'm more surprised than anything. I didn't anticipate this. Maybe a small step back, but not like 33% of his points per game production. And I do think the offense is not the problem with this team. It never will be. the best version of this team definitely does feature him more. Like
Mhm.
I just think they should get him more touches, period. And I think you and I have come a long way if we're saying TKR needs more touches, right? But that's to me, that's kind of what I saw in the first half of this game when the team wasn't going.
In this
Ball.
game, he needed more touches. I don't know. I don't know if I felt that way throughout the year where I'm like TKR needs more touches. I felt it in this game.
Okay, I would just say in general, you look at his profile. To me, he clearly needs more touches. 13 a game is not enough from Trey Kaufman-Renn. He's a way better offensive monster than that.
Yeah, fair.
Just saying it. Like I mean, let me make sure I have this right. I think I do. Fletcher Lawyer scoring more points a game than TKR. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, yeah. But isn't that just because of Clough?
Okay. DJ's playing half the game. Like, you got to find ways for him to score with Clough too. Like, if you've built something that's pushing TKR to be your third leading scorer, to me, that's not what you wanted to build. He's too good, man. This guy was, he's incredible. He's an automatic 20 a game bucket scorer. Like, I don't know. I want to get there again. I want to get there again.
Well, but like I said, last year it was Braden and TKR touching the post. Now there's another post player that's being the beneficiary.
I mean, we're 10 games into the season. We're 1 month in. Fletcher Lawyer is the leading scorer on this team. And the offense is not the problem. Offense is amazing. I get it. Something a little needs to be tweaked there, though. No,
Yeah, I think you could say that.
are we saying no? Or we're saying we're good with this?
I think there's a middle ground. I don't know. Like, how do we come on here and complain about the offense though?
They scored 35 points and we're up 3 at half against Minnesota. I
But
can
I'm saying,
complain
okay,
about
that's
the
one.
offense.
That's one half
They
though.
scored 58 points in a loss at home by 23 to Iowa State. This is three bad halves out of four for the offense.
Yeah, but TKR was part of that.
He was.
TKR was bad offensively against Iowa State.
Okay. It's fair. You're right. I got no pushback on that. I don't
Or
know.
like, how many attempts did TKR have in the first half of this basketball game?
Six. He was 3 for 6.
It's 3 for 6. Clough had five. It might just be just Clough just eating into it.
I mean, it's not like Clough's been bad either. I'm not trying to harp on Clough. In fact, Clough's shooting 71% from the floor. That's 12% higher than Trey. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just like it's definitely different, and I don't think it's really been discussed, right? Trey has gone from like leading the country in post scoring to third on his team behind Fletcher and Braden.
Hmm.
Is
Right.
that what this team wants? Is that going to stay the same? I don't think I have the answer, but if the answer is yes, I don't think I like the answer.
I think I might feel the same.
Especially because we know this is proven through 3 years. Fletcher comes and goes.
Hmm.
Braden's out to get his 12 assists. I don't think he's going to lead this team in scoring. Like to me, the thing that should shift here is the guy that's capable of 21 a game in the post should get closer to that. And it's not on Trey to do it. I think this team needs to figure out how to do it. It's too good not to do it.
So do you think he can do it playing with Clough?
I think they're gonna have to figure out some ways, but yeah, I do. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, on that note, this really, I don't know. This might be the first time this year you and I are kind of on different ends of like the things to break down with this team. Because for me, like the key to all of this is just the offense, and I feel like more people are like the key to all this is just the defense. So I see both sides of it. I really do.
The
But
thing is, I don't. The thing is, I don't think it is the defense like as a whole. I was just talking about like the first half. I thought the defense was shitty.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like holding the team to 32 to me is good.
I don't know if holding Minnesota to 32 and a half is good
Okay.
at Mackey.
I think that's agree to disagree.
Okay.
But I get it. I mean, this team gave up 79 to Akron, 77 to Oakland. We're mad
Mhm.
about 32 to Minnesota.
So, but are we mad at the offense in this game?
In the first half, I really was. I thought the offense stunk in the first half. I thought that was the whole problem. And this team, yes, they like deflate and exhale and kind of shots aren't going in. But like
Mhm.
shots weren't going in again. They scored
I mean, it
35.
wasn't like an abysmal shooting first half, though.
They scored 35. This is the number one offense in the sport. They hung 50 in the second half. They were on pace for 70. That was the issue to me. It just was,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I guess part of that, but I like visually, I totally see what you're saying. Defensively, yeah, I just like at a broad sense, the issue the last two games to me has been the offense, not the
Mhm.
defense, and they fixed that in the second half, and all of a sudden, coincidentally, the defense looked better too. Um, I want to ask you this on the offense: why are they playing so slow?
Uh, Look who's on the floor. It's Trey Kaufman, Red, Oscar Clough, Fletcher Lawyer.
I mean, Fletch is a great transition player. I think he likes to get out and run.
He's a good like secondary transition player.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be insane top 10 tempo, but like Fletch likes to run. He likes to get transition threes. That's like half his offense.
Yeah. I don't know.
Braden's a great transition point guard. I mean, I get the bigs, I think, apply, but
Mhm.
is
I don't
it's
know.
clearly here to stay. They're playing the 322nd fastest tempo in the sport. That's down from last year where they also played slow. But last year, mind you, last year's team had zero depth.
Mhm.
They had to play slow because they were conserving the big three's legs because those three never came off the court. I think we kind of came out of last year thinking, oh, they don't want to play that slow. They have to play that slow. 2 years ago, when they went to the national championship, they played a lot faster than this. So I am confused. Um, I'm confused. They have the depth this year at every spot to play faster than this. If you are a really good team, which Purdue is, this is just like basketball math. If you're a really good team, more possessions benefits you
Mhm.
because in 100 possessions, you're more likely to create separation than in 40 possessions. So they've now, against Akron and Eastern Illinois, are the only two games this year they played over 70 possessions. Oakland was 70 possessions. Every other game has been in the 60s. The last three have been at 65. That's even slower than they played against Memphis, Alabama, Texas Tech. It feels like they are intentionally making this a glacial pace, and I don't think I understand why at all.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, the depth, it would make sense that they, could do a little bit more running. Also, maybe they don't trust the depth as much as you and I do. Like I know that Jakari had a game or two here or there, but Omer has struggled a little bit. Benter has basically been a rebounder when he's out there. Jacobson, I think, is a bench piece, obviously, but also Jacobson's not a. I don't want him being in transition either. So I don't know. I hear you getting more possessions, more better chance to score, going faster. You have the depth to do it. I just don't think they have the personnel actually outside of probably Braden Fletch and CJ.
The type of players is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's a hard thing for me to process, I think. So this team built a three guard lineup that is not overly big in terms of positional size. They're going to be the smaller team more often than not
Mhm.
in Big Ten play. And they can't run. How are you the smaller team more often than not and you can't run? With
Or
the
they can,
best
they just choose not to because they want to whiteboard it up.
with the best passer in the sports history and a 10-man rotation and you're the smaller team every night and you can't run. I just don't get that at all. They ran with Zach Edey.
Or they just don't want to run.
I think that's it, but I don't understand it. This probably the most confusing part of this team to me right now is this is clearly deliberate and intentional. I don't understand it. They were close to 200th in the country in tempo in games 2 years ago. Part of that was their defensive possessions were a lot quicker. Like for whatever reason, teams were just getting shots up quicker that year. This year's team it's slow on both ends. It is a very slow game for Purdue almost every single night. I would point to this. The run they made in the early second half cart was like all transition, was it not?
Hmm.
I like this team in transition. And I get you got to get stops to get in transition, and then it's all kind of like chicken or the egg happening at once. The offense looks good, so the defense looks good, so we're getting out and running. It's all happening simultaneously. Which one needs to happen first? Probably the stops need to happen first, but like I think it is critical to me to this team that they play a little bit faster than they are. I don't think you want to play Tony Bennett Virginia pace when you are the best offense in the sport, a top 5 team in the country with 10 guys that you play. I don't get it.
Yeah. Also, you have Braden, which is like
Right.
that's you want him in transition, and even like to your point, getting Fletch going. I think it's easier for Fletch to get shots in transition.
Right.
Otherwise, you wait for everyone to just locate them and find them. It's just not as easy. Maybe you don't have the bigs to do it, but I think you have. And CJ's good enough to get out in transition. Like
Right.
they have guys that could do it. I don't know. It just seems like a deliberate. It seems like a choice by the higher ups on the team to do so. And I don't know. I think that the you being confused about that is valid.
The only guy on the team, I think, to when you said personnel that doesn't map with playing fast, the only guy on the team that I personally think can't play fast on paper in terms of just who are they as a body, to me is Oscar Clough. Like, say what we want about Trey, is he like slow, whatever, ground bound? Sure. Trey can get out and run. Like, he's still not like a plodding big man. He has good feet. Like Trey can play in transition. Oscar Clough is the guy to me that like physically should not be a transition threat. I want to point this out. Oscar Clough at South Dakota State's teams played ridiculously fast, and he was great. They played 82nd tempo in the sport, 91st fastest offense every year. He was great. And now I understand it's mid-major stuff, but he's done it before. So this whole team can play fast. They can. They're just not. They're intentionally choosing not to. And normally, when you want to limit possessions, to me, I associate that with a team that is not the better team. It is a smarter move to limit possessions if you're the worst team in a game.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm just way off on this. I know Painter has had slow teams in the past. Um, let's just go through like Paint's history here because he's been all over the place in terms of tempo. In the mid 2000s, they played fast a lot. Since 2000, they have really slowed it down. But the year they went to the national championship, they were 218th in tempo. The Jaden Ivey year, they were 237th in tempo. The other 3 years have been in the 300s. And this is the second slowest Painter team in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that doesn't map. That should I don't know. It's not built like a team. That should be the second slowest.
This team should not be playing slower than the Zach Edey teams played.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Nope.
So, all right, something to watch. You got any else other quick hitters? I have a few off the bench, but I've been monopolizing the conversation. I apologize.
No, please, Monopoly. Um, Purdue won by 30. I want to get that out there. Huh? What's that?
We deny that.
What do you mean?
28.
28.
Yeah, as the ribbon cutter of the win by 30 club,
Sorry.
we only acknowledge real 30-point wins.
Understood. Okay, 28-point win. They did win by 28.
They did.
They did. I don't know what the tone of this was that they won by 28.
Oh, our recap?
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the tone wasn't they won by 28.
That's fair. I bet you there will be Purdue fans like you guys weren't positive enough. The second half was sick. It was
Yeah,
great.
second half was fun. Okay, here we go here. Second half was fun. We pointed out what was fun about the second half. What was it?
Tempo.
Tempo, scoring, running, fun. Mackie, paint crew, yeah, da 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 da. A little bit of that going on instead of like, you know what I'm saying, methodical, Nico Medved, back cut, damn it, fuck, get to the flesh, misses, damn it, fuck, oh no, like figure it out. A lot of cussing in that little segment. Sorry, Purdue. But like it is it and like from a player's perspective, like you really don't find many basketball players that want to play slow. I am slow as dog S word. I'm cussing way too much. I want to play fast. Playing fast is better. Playing fast is easier buckets. It's easier in a lot of aspects. It's easier to rebound. Like it's easier to rebound offensively when you don't have everyone set back there looking at you. You can get easy buckets. You can get yourself going. Like I think it makes a lot of sense. I
Yeah.
see the light.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you for reining me back in here. This has probably been too negative of a recap. I apologize. The 29-4 run in the first 10 minutes of the second half was the highest level we have seen from this team outside of the Texas Tech game. That was like perfect basketball.
Mm.
I think the maybe the reason I'm inherently taking the approach in this recap is because I want to see that more often. And we're not seeing it all that often right now. We're seeing it like once every 5 games. I think Purdue fans are with me and they want to see it more often. And I'm trying to kind of map my brain around how do we see it more often. So let me make sure I give love to the other things here, but just know where I'm coming from on all this. Um, I thought Clough alongside Braden in the first half was the other guy who was visibly playing with dog-like tendencies in the first half. Did you notice that? Like while the rest of the team was going through it, it did feel like there was a physical difference between the way Oscar Clough and Braden Smith approached themselves and everybody else.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He was good. 14 and 11 for him, a double-double in 19 minutes. He fouled out. Otherwise, I think he would have played the lion's share of the minutes in this game. Daniel Jacobson, for what it's worth, in the 21 minutes without Clough, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. What'd you see from DJ?
I think that DJ is like this season for him, like these are the performances that you want to see and that he's capable of against front courts that are like Minnesota. There's no one out there that could is as tall and as big as him. Same with Oscar Clough. Like if Clough didn't foul out in this game, he probably would have messed around and won like a Ken Palm MVP or something. Actually, not because Braden was cold. But like there was no and honestly, maybe that's why they played slow this game. Maybe there was somewhat of an emphasis on like we want to get the ball down low, and it just took a half to actually get that going. But like, there's no one that's built like Daniel Jacobson in Minnesota's front court that could mess with him. And he was getting easy ones, right? Dunks, layups, pick and roll, stuff like that.
Jacobson is a confounding player for me right now because the good moments for Jacobson look unbelievable. It's like, what am I even watching? Like
Hmm.
the lob catch oop finishes he had off Braden in the second half early were just like I like he's the only player in the country who can do that. I also have this funny thing with DJ right now. Every time he like makes a really impressive physical play, basically every time he catches an oop and finishes it, do you notice what he does right after? No, that was Harms. Harms
Oh,
does that, but DJ will finish an oop and then just immediately
just head down running.
head down running. And then meanwhile, like Braden, who hit him with the pass, is like screaming in his face, trying to get him hyped, like, come on, yeah! And DJ's just like the quietest little meek little red shirt freshman. Oh, I'm embarrassed. I just oop dunked it.
Oh, is that me dunking the ball? Oopsie.
Ooh, 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 sorry, sorry. But it was really, but then it's weird because in the first half, I thought he had a really, really rough stretch. You
Hmm.
see the first half where he was kind of just baby deer getting pushed off
He's
and
he's timid. He's timid right now, and I don't know if that even I don't even know if that changes. Actually, it does. I already had the formula.
the tap.
Buzz cut forearm tat, and then we unlock me and DJ. But until then, he's like more. Yeah, no, that the ball was off me, coach. I think we should go to the referee and let him know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that transition will come at some point in his career. Honestly, we need to, you know how they do like the off-season camps and they
Yeah.
like assign you a roommate?
Uh-huh.
Let's send DJ with Owen Freeman for 2 weeks.
That'd be good. And or like actually no, because I want DJ to be happy.
I just want DJ to basically tag along with Owen Freeman for 2 weeks. They
Two
probably
2 weeks 2 weeks might be a little overkill. We don't
no
want him to be.
knowing Owen Freeman, they probably won't play basketball once in the 2 weeks, but I can promise DJ would come back with an edge, and that's all we want.
And that's what we need.
That's all we want. But regardless, even if we're, a little tentative from him, 11, 5, and 4 blocks in 21 minutes is tentative. Future's very bright for Daniel Jacobson. I thought CJ was good in this game. Let's talk the shooting guard spot real quick. He got 20 minutes, remains in the starting lineup, hit a 3, 2 for 5, 7 points. Thought his defense was good. Made it this far without acknowledging he did pretty good on Cade Tyson. Cade Tyson ended up 4 for 11. And I thought CJ got called for a foul at one point on Cade that looked like he had forced a steal that wasn't a foul, too. So could have been an even more impressive night potentially. But Tyson still finished with 15 points. Did get his inside in this game. Did get to the free throw line, made 7 free throws. It was not like a nightmare night by any means. But CJ kind of continuously getting different assignments. Cade Tyson is very different than LeBaron Philon. And I think for stretches of this game, he did get to Cade Tyson. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think that he used the fact that he's a little bit smaller to kind of leverage himself against K Tyson, and early on, I want to say it was I think Purdue got it like 7-0, something like that. Um, and then Tyson, he kind of like sealed CJ down low, like in the first couple possessions of the game. I'm like, this might be something to watch this game. But I thought that CJ did a pretty good job. Honestly, just damn near great job on him defensively. And obviously, Cade's gonna get his. He's gonna get to the free throw line. He does that with the best when he puts pressure on the rim, and he forces you to foul him. And for the most part, I think CJ did a pretty good job on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think there's a difference between like locking down LeBaron Philon and holding Cade Tyson to 15 points. Like
Yeah.
this was not like he shut down Cade Tyson, but he did a good enough job to take Minnesota's best player, at least off his A-plus game stuff. Give him credit for that. Jakari and Omer both chipped in 5 points off the bench. Did you notice much of anything from either of these guys? Both of them were okay from three. Omer 2 for 6 overall, 1 for 3 from three. Jakari 2 for 5 overall, 1 for 4 from three. Jakari did chip in a couple nice assists. I liked that. Omer had 3 rebounds, so they're making small contributions. Jakari got 18 minutes. Omer got 13 minutes. And I noticed a couple things here. What did you notice?
The main thing that stuck out to me with Omer is that, kind of going back to what I talked about at the start of this video, he was the main culprit of getting cooked defensively in this game.
I think he
He
seemed confused.
he was not even cooked, because it's not like they were just like, oh, line up Omer, get him 1-on-1. He was the one of the main culprits of getting back cut in this game.
Yeah.
It happened at least 4 or 5 times on him personally.
I think he seemed confused.
Like, about what?
I think he just I like lost in the scout, for lack of a better word. I just think he seemed confused. I maybe this was just a one game thing. I don't know. Maybe this was like kid from outside America, second Big Ten game. Tough scheme, right? Nico Medved it runs very unique stuff. Maybe he hasn't defended many teams that run this type of offense before. I don't know. But it's at least a data point because you're right. He seemed very lost. He was noticeably lost in a way I don't think we've noticed much in the non-conference schedule. And you look, Big Ten basketball's its own style, right? It's almost like it is its own league, but it's its own world. You will go up against very unique schemes in the Big Ten that do very different, deliberate things. And Minnesota is one of those with Nico Medved for the first time in this league. And not exactly a great data point that Omer will be trusted very much because you're right. He was the main culprit defensively, I thought, just of confusion. And then offensively, did you notice anything with Omer? There was a moment I saw here.
No, what'd you see?
So the broadcast kind of spazzed out at one point, but I believe I caught this correctly, and I think I'm going to ask Braden about this tonight too. Braden was on the bench. Omer was running point. Omer had like a baseline drive. It was I don't know, like they'd just gotten into the half court. It looked like everybody was kind of setting up to run a play, and like a set PJ gave them this play, quick hit or something. Omer seemed to, I don't know, not initiate the play. Like he just instead kind of beat his guy baseline. Everybody else was on the court in their position to run the play. Like, oh, he went baseline. And then he ended up kicking. The ball got deflected out of bounds or something. The broadcast kind of spazzed. And then all of a sudden it zooms in, it cuts to Paint, who I went back and I rewinded and watched Paint sitting on the bench as this play unfolded. And he's sitting watching, knows a play is coming. Omer starts driving baseline. Paint on the bench starts going. Play goes out of bounds. Broadcast spazzes. Cut to Paint. Zoom in on Paint. He visibly, you can read his lips. Run the fucking play.
Mm.
I think Omer was confused on both ends in this one. And I don't think it's a coincidence. He got 13 minutes here. He's played 13 minutes, 3 straight games. In the non-conference, he was getting 18, 17, 23, 20, 18. So I know a lot has been made about his shot struggles. He's shooting 27% from three right now. I love Omer. I think Omer's amazing. I think he is hitting that curve right now of like in here.
Yeah, and I think that too. This is, this Omer to me is he's not a play guy. That's not his game, or at least up to this point, that's not really how he's played basketball. And I think there's like to your point, it's a learning curve, right? Like it is kind of run, especially with the role what it is with this team. His role is to run the play. Like
Well, yeah,
maybe
I mean, when Braden Smith is off the floor, you are Purdue's point
yeah,
guard,
yeah. So you need to run the play
right?
for sure. And if you are going to do that, to earn your stripes moment, right? You aren't at the stage of your career where you can go rogue.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, respectfully, what are
Or
you
if you
going?
do, you better do something right. Don't let it get deflected out of bounds.
Yeah, respectfully, what are you going rogue for when you're shooting 27% from three? You have a higher turnover rate than assist rate this year.
Mm,
I don't think that player can go rogue.
okay.
And there was rogue on both ends, offensively and defensively right now. I know that sounds harsh. This is probably the first real criticism we've given Omer, but it's also the first time I've seen Painter visibly frustrated with Omer.
Mm,
And I think it was deserved in this game. If that continues trending, feels like they just give Omer's minutes to Jakari, right?
yeah, probably, especially with Jakari actually showing some things past. What do you have against? I don't know what he had against Iowa State, but the 2 games before that, he was good.
I like the passing chops from Jakari in this game. He had a couple very nice, quick decisions.
Yeah, he's doing
Decision
the right.
making has always been my worry with Jakari. I feel like he hasn't processed things very quickly, and he was pretty good at that in this game.
Yeah, doing the right thing.
Yeah. Hey, I got some Ken Pom player comps for you real quick.
I can't believe you're doing that before doing what needs to be said first and foremost.
What?
Liam Murphy 1 for 1 for 3 in 6 minutes.
So pure. I could watch that
So
kid shoot jumpers all
never
day.
gonna miss.
I know, but Jack Benter's getting 6 rebounds in 12 minutes, dog. We got an uphill battle.
True.
As the leader of the Liam Murphy fan club, can Jack please just stop trying for 1 second? Like,
I mean, Benton didn't hit from the floor and was 1 of 4 from the line.
but Bent tries way too hard for my agenda. My agenda
His
is
effort's way too good.
we need Liam Murphy in the corner getting shots, and it's just not going to happen if Jack Benter keeps playing this hard.
Facts.
um, I love you for going there, but I'm also very mad you interrupted my Ken Pom player comp. Omer Meyer. I need you to guess two my two favorite of the 10 Ken Pom player comps for Omer Meyer right now. There's two.
Guy that can't shoot with the lowest of the higher turnover rate than assist rate.
They are both combo guards. You would probably consider them primarily shooting guards that both shot 25% from three. They are both freshmen. They are both freshmen that only played 2 years in college and went on to the NBA after an amazing sophomore year, which
Oh,
seems,
so they're good players.
oh yeah. Carr, this is a huge reason for optimism. This is, and back to the original rewiring the brain here. Omer's whole thing is like 2 years. So yeah, there's some struggles year one. Yeah, he's shooting 25%. Just wait till year two. For these guys, it was pretty wise to wait for year two.
Is one of them a Michigan player?
Nope. You will
I don't.
not, you'll be shocked by these.
Who is it?
Jaden Ivey, Donovan Mitchell.
What?
These are two of his most similar Ken Pom player comps to what he is right now.
That's crazy.
But it's also not when you start to think about it, right? What were those guys like as freshmen? Kind of early on, yeah, erratic, like we're turnover prone.
They were stupid athletes. I know that.
They were, but like it was similar, like we're not making our threes, we're turnover prone, but there's flashes. And then all of a sudden it came together. There's others on this list that are interesting too. Dion Waiters, Dwayne Washington. I just like Donovan Mitchell and Jaden Ivey on the comp list is a really good data point, even as Over Meyer struggles right now.
Yeah, the Dwayne Washington one is intriguing to me.
Yeah, high volume three guy for sure.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
No, good win. Good way to bounce back. I mean, first half, obviously not what we need, but outside of that, good one.
Yeah. What'd you think of the paint crew in this game? They do their job.
Pink, can I go hand up here?
You challenged them in the first half, and I thought they didn't respond.
I watched this game on mute.
Oh, first half was a quiet paint crew.
Was it?
Kind of noticeably so, yeah.
So my mean streak agendas, first and foremost, is Daniel Jacobson. That's the first mean streak. Then I'm going Paint Crew, and then I'm going any Purdue media member that wants to step up and become a villain. They can choose amongst
That's
themselves.
that's your mean streak.
I need three people, three entities involved with Purdue to develop a mean streak. Daniel Jacobson, Paint Crew, a singular media member.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm trying to picture Joe Jackson, but mean. I can't picture. He's way too nice.
Yeah, Joe Jackson, I don't think we had the conversation before. He looks like he should play for Purdue.
Yeah, he looks like
Like,
a vague Jack Benter family member, like third
yeah, he's
cousin.
like a Benter,
Yeah,
like Caleb Furr's distant cousin.
yeah, he's also like 6'7". Yeah.
Is he actually?
Oh, Joe's like 6'4", I want to
He
say.
is like 6'4". There was probably a world where he ended up at Purdue and was Jack Benter.
Could happen for sure. Joe was a hooper in high school for sure. I remember talking to him about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, he said he's a 6'4" center.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
special
God.
bucket getter. I feel like I had one other thing. Oh, we're gonna do a couple other like breakout videos on quotes, of course, like always. But after this game, Paint did have a conversation about, yeah, who cares about being number one? He basically was like, no, that doesn't matter. Nobody cares. That doesn't matter. By the way, it's really hard. Whoever's number one, like, be number one in December. Pretty impossible to be number one all the way till March. That doesn't happen. So, what matters, be a number one seed. You should care about that. We care about that. Make that a goal. That's a good goal. Want to make it extremely clear. I'm going to interpret that as you talking directly to me, Payne. I care about being number one.
You're not even the number one team.
Right. And I care about it.
Okay, got it.
Right. So the Paint, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of teams that can't remain number one. I take that as a challenge.
Yeah, also the social media activity doesn't get across the message that you don't care about being number one.
What do you mean?
Never forget there was a video submitted when you were number three.
That's extremely true. Purdue as a program really cares about the numbers next to their names.
Yes.
Also, didn't the Zach Edey team stay number one the whole season?
No.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I don't think so. I thought they lost it when they lost to Northwestern, maybe?
Yeah, they might have. I mean, 34-4. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
probably dropped to three.
Hey, he's right, by the way. AP poll does not matter. Does not matter whatsoever.
Matters to
Uh,
me.
being a number one seed does matter because you definitely need that advantage of playing a 16 seed, as Matt Painter knows really well.
Oh,
Uh,
how dare you end of that?
I'm just like, it's really hard to be number one and stay there, huh? Give me a
It is.
chance.
When's the last time a team was number one the whole season?
Give me a chance, AP. Now I'm talking to the press. Now I'm talking to the Associated Press. It's hard to stay there. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Let's see if there's a team that can stay there.
Okay. I hope you get that chance.
Yeah, it's hard. No team can stay number one. It's all about that number one seed. There's only one number one seed in the Midwest, isn't there?
Hmm.
Let's have this dance.
Oh, we're dancing.
Let's have the well. What really matters is the number one seed in the Midwest, per Matt Painter. That's what he said. That's what really matters. So there's one of those.
So we're having a Midwest want to be the number one seed
Who's
battle.
who's the favorite for the number one seed right now?
Probably Arizona.
That's not accurate.
What are you talking about? Like number one overall seed?
Give me the favorite anywhere you can bet on the favorite for anything in college basketball right now. There's a favorite. There's a team
Oh,
that's
Michigan.
minus odds for pretty much everything.
Michigan.
That team is probably going to be in the Midwest if they play true to their
Oh,
standard.
you were asking who's going to be the number one seed in the Midwest?
I'm just Paint seems very focused on getting that number one seed. That's what he said. Because now that we're not number one doesn't matter. Now that we're not number one, it doesn't matter. But number one seed does. So I jotted that down. I just got a note on it. Matt Painter says the number one seed matters.
It doesn't matter to y'all. You know that, right?
Well, I'm just want like hypothetically say Purdue ended this season like as a 3 seed,
Hmm.
and we got to the end of the year. Would it then become that the number one seed doesn't matter? It's all about just like winning your game. Because like it seemed like they cared about number one when they were number one. And then they lost number one, and now number one doesn't matter.
Well,
Now
that's that as such is life. The minute y'all lose the Big Ten tournament, the Big Ten tournament won't matter.
no, the Big Ten tournament always matters.
Not when you lose it, it won't.
Always matters. Just like the Wolverine Deacon Classic, just like the Players Era Festival, just like Mackey Arena games, man. Mackey Arena games really matter.
It do.
I'm just saying, I want to know, can I get a clean list on what matters? We determined 2 years ago Mason Gillis matters. So in Matt Painter's eyes, what I believe right now, the poll doesn't matter, but a number one seed matters. Is that correct?
I feel like if we actually had to make a list of it, I don't think anything actually really matters.
Oh, so none of this matters.
I think winning the Big Ten matters. I think winning Big Ten tournament matters. I think making a Final Four run matters. I think winning a national title matters.
So it's just results. The results at the end of the year would matter.
Results matter.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I think.
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Does the number one seed matter to you?
It mattered to Matt Painter. That's what he said. He said
Oh.
getting number one seed matters.
Well, I'm asking, does it matter to you?
Do you want my honest answer and drop the bid here?
Yeah.
I think it's impressive. I don't really think it matters. I also don't think the polls mattered that much either, but that's why to me this is Payne is downplaying rankings after they just came out of the ranking and now turning into something else that also doesn't matter to say it matters to move the goalpost to me. That's what happens.
That's every basketball coach I think ever.
Yeah. Well, I want to define the goalposts is all I'm saying. Let's define them.
Moving the goalposts is fire as fuck.
You love doing that?
I do it every day.
So in your mind, it's just championships that matter.
Until they lose it, then it doesn't. Well, the minute they lose the championship, it's like, I mean, it's the friends you made along the way.
So like last year, the only things that mattered in I guess just the Big Ten. The only things that mattered would be Michigan State's Big Ten championship and then Michigan's Big Ten tournament championship.
Hmm.
Those are the only two things that mattered last year.
Yeah, see, the Final Four didn't really matter. Like it was the journey to get there that mattered.
Congratulations, Purdue.
It's the friends you made along the way, you know?
I know people are gonna hate this recap already. 29-4, first 10 minutes of this. That was amazing. Watch Running Point, by the way. We're going to be with Lance Jones tonight. If you have watched us the last couple of years, you know this, but quite a full circle moment for us to be on a Zoom call with Lance Jones. So we will, you're going to wear the Lance Jones jersey?
I will wear the Lance Jones jersey, yeah.
I'm excited for this. We're going to have to come face to face with some demons tonight. I'm very excited for it. Lance Jones, Braden Smith, running point pod coming out tonight. And don't worry, you don't have a game tomorrow.